putting faith back in my life and my marriage, I probably wouldn't be married now, frankly. And because I just got in a bad way. Mm-hmm. But, I believe that is between my wife being a wonderful human being and God, that's why I'm still here and doing what we're doing. And I tell people that all the time, because this is what I can encourage with that, to your point, is you never know what's going on behind the scenes with someone. Outward appearances are not always what they seem to be. So if you have that conversation with somebody, you never know how that's going to affect their life going forward. Mm-hmm. The best gift that we can give is affecting someone's life in a positive way. And by your profession, your faith, and how you lead your business, mm-hmm. do it on a daily basis, and I commend you for it.
Yeah, and making decisions that those people that are going to be affected, by the unknowns, making those decisions ahead of time to where you're taking care of them, because you're, again, back to that provide and protect. You're providing and protecting for those that are in your charge. And so
and I'm kind of like I have three pillars of my business, and it's the truth. That's number one. We always got to tell the truth, because there's so many people who try to fill you with nonsense. So there's truth, and then education, and then advocacy. Those are my three pillars of my business. And those you'll always get from me. You'll always get the truth. I'm going to educate you, and I'm going to advocate for you because you deserve it. And man, when I started really thinking about those things, it's really life transforming, not just business.
It is.
It transformed my personal life, how I interact with my family, my kids, and man, I love it. I have the privilege and the honor of doing this now, and it's fun. Mortgage is fun again, if that's such a thing.
Yeah, I often tell people, legacy is a lifestyle. It's not just a thing. It's a way of living.
Right. No, I agree 100%.
When you incorporate that and you actually take that, to its ultimate goal, then, it's going to make you fulfilled. And
I'm 100% with you. And, I want to leave a legacy for my kids that, what if they want to try to get in the business and do what I do, mm-hmm. right? I need to teach them how to do that. And that it's not just about the money. It's not about 30-year mortgages or anything like that. We're serving people that literally can't help themselves. Without me, this is the way I feel about it. Without me, they're not getting the help that they need.
Sure.
That's not, narcissistic or egotistical. That's just what I believe, because I'm so passionate about helping them, educating them. Without me, they're not getting the proper help. And I'm trying to get to as many people as I possibly can. And that's what we're teaching them to help, and we help, and we help, give back, and we'll get in return.
Yep. 100%. So is there something maybe earlier in your life that you didn't do that you wish you had done, or something that you maybe should have done sooner?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I went through my 20s and even early 30s before I got married, just not planning one day the next, not planning for the future. I was successful and at a young age and this and that, and just never thought about where I would be now. Never. It was one day the next. We're going to the lake this weekend. We're going to have some fun. We're going to go there to all these different things. And it was great. I had a great time. But, I wish that I would have taken my parents' advice a little seriously and say, hey, son, you need to plan for the future, right? Yeah. You're not going to be young forever. You're not going to have these tools forever. You're probably going to get married one of these days and have kids. I'm like, that's never going to happen to me. Well, here we go. Now I'm married and have 2 kids, and I wished I would have taken that advice at a young age, because I think I don't think that I'd have been in a different place now. I think that just from a financially secure standpoint, I got started late. Yeah. And so I wish I could go back, kind of turn back the clock to my early 20s and change that.
Yeah, I do hear that quite a bit, as far as a common sort of a common story. And, things are cheaper when you're younger, and we're healthier when you're younger. So take advantage of it.
Yeah. My house was a lot cheaper than the one I own now when I was in my 20s. Payments and kids and, all these things. And you're like, oh my God, all you see is the money just flowing out. And you're like, oh. But it's, so if any 20 somethings, or you have kids who are 20 somethings and you listen to this, take my advice, start planning for the future now. Do not just, I want you to have fun. And if you're making money and you're enjoying yourself and you're working your tail off, enjoy it, but plan for the future. That way you don't have to work until you're dead.
That's true. And then your second childhood without supervision can be just that.
Yeah. Right. Yes. And we all need supervision. Even guys, I'm 45. I still need supervision from time to time. Just ask my wife. But, and that's why, again, I go back to surrounding yourself with people who can make you better. I learned from those things from you, and I can pass that on to my clients or my kids or friends or family. And it becomes cyclical, so it's important.
So over the course of your career, what kind of different hurdles have you personally faced that you've had to overcome, and what did you do to overcome those?
I mean, from a personal standpoint, there was a time years ago when we first moved to Texas, and even before that, I guess, where I was struggling with some things at home, and it threw me into a state of depression. I mean, literally, there were times where I couldn't get out of bed and didn't want to get out of bed for days at a time. It puts a little bit of a strain on your marriage.
Yeah.
It's a tough thing, man. And you don't really see it because you're right in the middle of it, right? You only see as far as the end of your nose. Mm-hmm. But that was a struggle. And, that's part of, I recognize when I finally hit what my rock bottom was with it. I made the conscious choice that, kind of having a type A personality, and you want to be, nothing can hurt you, and, you're made of steel and all these things. Finally figuring out that that's not true, that you're still human. You're not fallible. And you're going to have to deal with things. It's not just going to come right out of you and be done with it. You just wash it away. When I finally came to that realization and finally, honestly, got back into going to church and letting go of all those things that were dragging me down, it was life. It's life-changing. Yourself to let those things go. And, I'm starting as I got older, I'm starting to study more of the human condition and cognitive things, and because I want to be conscious and cognizant of what I'm doing. And I don't ever want to get back to that point to where I let things build up inside of me so deeply that I get that, which affects my life, my family, my friends, my kids, my financial status, all of those things. And I made excuses for everything, which anybody who knows me knows that I don't do that, right? We were raised in a household where we don't make excuses for anything. You just do it. You fail, who cares? Do it again. And so trying to take a bit of your own medicine is very humbling. So it was tough, man. And like I said, I give my wife and getting, my relationship with God back all the credit for me still being on this planet, to be honest with you. And man, I look back at that now, and I don't forget it. I never have forgotten where I was. I never forgotten that feeling that I was, when I laid in bed for days at a time. Mm-hmm. I'll never forget it. Because I think it keeps us grounded, that we need to work every single day to be better.
Yeah, and identifying those demons, is a crucial thing to being able to overcome them. Yeah. So
it was tough, man. We're all guys. we all have egos, and we all, but as some of our, you can't lead with your ego. It's okay to have an ego. You just can't lead with it. And when you lead with it, bad things happen. You make the wrong decisions based on purely emotion. And it was bad. And I still to this day apologize to my wife about it. But I look back on that going, holy cow, man, you are a saint to stay with somebody who did the things that I did and said the things that I said. And I just, man, but again, I'm not scared to share that story because again, you never know who's going through what you're going through, what you went through.
That's true. I commend you for being able to share that with us. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Yep.
So I take it that was it kind of obvious the answer that you stumbled upon, or did you just kind of stumble upon it by chance?
I mean, I think it just came to me one day, right? I mean, you get rid of all of the noise in your head. You get rid of, if you're taking, I was taking a medication to help make me calm, which had the exact opposite effect of what it was supposed to. It was making it worse.
Wow.
So you get rid of all those things. You get rid of the noise. You find solace and find peace in something that truly is peaceful. It's a relationship with God, and it's peaceful, and it just, in our business, it's a rat race, man. You're going 90 miles an hour all the time. And to be able to find peace is a tremendous thing. And it's not just our professions. There's a lot of high octane professions. And to be able to find peace, to download and just mentally and get right with yourself, man, that honestly, that's what changed. I remember the day, like it was yesterday, that I called my doctor and I said, get me off all this crap that you have me on. I don't care how long it takes. I'm done. And I went and saw a Christian counselor, and my wife and I got involved in our church and our boys and all that stuff. And it completely changed everything. I was thinking with clarity. So much fog out there that having clarity and just peace. I hope people go through life and can find that at least a little bit in their life, is just peace.
Yeah, it's so important that, when you're going through that tough lifestyle, that like what we have, that you have to unplug. You have to unplug and just, plug back into your source and to be able to get that and build yourself back up. Because it's even scriptural that, Christ went away from the people and would go back into prayer and would plug into the source. And so that's what we need to do. And, it's very important.
And I agree with it. And I don't do it enough, to be honest with you. It's hard. It's hard to do it because, I'm in service to not only my wife and my boys, but the people that I do business with and our clients and giving them the best care that I possibly can. But also keeping in mind that my most important assets are at home.
Yep. My
wife and my kids and how I interact with them and the things that I do with them. And that's sometimes that's a tough balance, and my wife does a very good job of keeping me balanced. Sometimes she has to get on me. She has to jump on me a little bit and say, hey, you've got to stop doing this. And because I get lost in that. And when I am able to disconnect and spend time with them, whether it's, my son's hockey games or whatever it is, it's peaceful. It's the rat race is not in our forefront. It's we're doing the things that provide us peace. And man, it's a wonderful thing if you can find it.
Very true. Love it. So when you're getting into your business that you're in, maybe you can kind of talk me through what got you into that direction, sort of what that looked like, and what compelled you to go into that direction.
You're talking about just in the mortgage business in general, or